Hey folks, Lemonade here, and today we are talking about more pro level mouse pads. Now, last video we featured two, and now we have another two. Does Artisan have some more serious competition again? Well, the Superbeings Labs Memento and the Ninjutsu NPC are knocking, but we'll get into it right after this. Small disclaimer, Superbeings Lab and Ninjutsu did send me these free for review. That never changes. The outcome of any review on the channel, my opinions are my own, and you are seeing this as early as they are. Okay, let's knock out these specs real quick, and I'll put those right up here for you folks. Now, I want to start off with a little rant. I've been thinking about the landscape of the mousepad space for a while now, and I thought about it a little bit more on my little week or two off here because of a wedding, and then I was sick, yada yada. Anyway, I'm back and I wanted just to discuss things briefly here. So as much as I have a passion about mousepads and the hobby, of course, after accumulating so many pads, probably 30 or 40 different ones, you start to run into a lot of similarities. And while I'm a big advocate for competition and choices for every gamer, as a reviewer, getting into the differences between all these pads sometimes gets a bit tedious, and frankly, it doesn't always equate to massive differences in how you actually play. That's at least when we're talking about pads in a similar tier of quality and style. Anyway, I just want everyone to know I am working out a way to narrow these reviews down to what is really relevant to the discussion, so we will see some changes going forward on my videos. And also, in terms of my little rant, there is a kind of bigger video plan to talk about all that. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to this. Now, I want everyone to know who is watching, who just heard all of that. Please listen for a moment. Both of these mousepads are of phenomenal quality and are deserving of their respective price tag. They are really as good as cloth pads can get in terms of their fit and finish. Both of them employ fantastically thin stitching, and both of them use polyurethane foam that is soft and supple with a decent give to it. Now let's start with that last point real quick. The Ninjutsu NPC uses real Japanese poron, and the Memoria Pro here uses their own foam called Soft Glide, which they label as a polyurethane foam. Now, for anyone who is unaware, poron by Rogers, again, stuff used in Artisan, is also polyurethane foam. Now, I'm not here to debate the intricacies of poron versus polyurethane foam, but for everyone here, it's not something that I can tell a difference on. Both of them offer that kind of sticky effect on a desk. They hold very well, and they don't move, and they have a nice kind of give and cushioning to them over, standard rubber. I'd say maybe if there was a difference, the Ninjutsu foam is ever so slightly more plush, but it's subtle, and we're just really picking at hairs there. Now, in Superbeings Lab's defense here, they never mention poron on their website or compare it to poron in any way or say that it's better. So I really have zero issues with them how they're marketing this as Soft Glide, and I really appreciate their honesty in this situation. Quick note on the packaging, Ninjutsu comes rolled in this box. Luckily it rolled out flat and I had zero issues with it, but it's a pretty basic unboxing experience. On the other hand, the Memoria Pro came to me in no box as they were finalizing packaging before they sent me this unit. But as you can see here, it was really worth the wait. This is an absolutely banger packaging and design, and I really have to applaud them in taking this approach. This reminds me a lot of Xten style packaging, and as Superbeings stated, they were really going for reusability as a big part of it, and they kind of wanted it to stand out like an old vinyl record and be displayed. So let's talk surfaces here, and if anyone was guessing that these were like Artisan Zero, Lethal Gaming Gear Saturn, Xten Control, and that similar vein, yeah, you would definitely be right. That said, as you can see in these photos here, they all do have some subtle surface differences. The NPC and Saturn are the closest in texture, and the Xten is a little bit more different than the others. The Memoria Pro itself is a bit more unique in zoom level. it's actually a bit more open in the weave, as you see, than the other's more tight weave. And that does actually change a bit when we start comparing. I'd say that the Memoria is the fastest of the bunch, but it's a small margin. It's not some massive difference, but you'll feel that, I guess, a little bit of a speed boost. The NPC is very, very similar to the Lethal Gaming Gear Saturn in terms of overall glide, and I would say that the Xten probably feels the closest to the Memoria Pro for me. For anyone who isn't familiar with any of the pads I just mentioned, I categorize this style of pad as balanced control, meaning that they're all labeled as control pads by their manufacturers, but I'd consider them versatile enough that they lean to the balance side of the spectrum with a good level of static and dynamic friction. Honestly good for tack shooters and tracking heavy games. So if you like the Saturn Zero Xten or any other pad in that style, you'll like these pads. And if you don't, well, you won't like these two pads. They are both very usable, high quality pads that anyone would be happy with. I just have felt this style of performance elsewhere, so I'm not necessarily buzzing with excitement personally. That said, if I had to pick a winner between these two, it's definitely the Memoria Pro. The little bit of a speed bump is a nice touch. I love their blue color that you can opt in for. Also, the passion to build a story about this on their website and the gorgeous artwork on the packaging really just ties it all together for me. And that's where we're going to lead into the chat about pricing. Now, the Memoria Pro with shipping in the US is about $63. And I know the custom packaging probably has to be a factor in that. And for the Ninjutsu, and by the way, just get the XL size. As you can see here, there's really no reason to get the smaller version. This XL is, I think, small enough. But the Ninjutsu comes out to, $55 shipped. And again, that's rolled in a box. And really at those prices, we're in the Lethal Gaming Gear Pro or Artisan territory. I mean, I just grabbed some Artisan pads. They were $62 when converted, shipped from Japan. That's all the total price all in. And Lethal Gaming Gear's pads float about $60 total. Now, again, in terms of quality, these deserve to be in the same conversation, but I just want to make it clear that they're not budget options. And I think that happens a lot when we're kind of comparing things to Artisan. A lot of times people will just look at Artisan pads as, $60 pads or whatever. But then they'll look at other pads and just compare the sticker price, not including shipping and stuff. So when we kind of add it all in, they're really in that same option. They're not a budget option. Anyway, on that note, all my socials are down below with the affiliate links for the brands that I trust and use on a daily basis. Use code LEMONADE on any peripherals to save a few bucks, or code UpgradeLemonade to sign up with our new channel partner, Surfshark, to get an extra 3 months free. If you had a good time with me today, of course, likes and subs are always appreciated. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are between these two pads. But until the next fresh squeezed video, stay thirsty, folks.